People often assume they know everything about you just by looking at your clothes, your apartment, or your job. That's exactly what happened to me. To the outside world, I was just another ordinary woman working hard to make a living. I lived in a modest apartment. I drove an old car. I wore simple clothes. Nothing about me screamed wealth, and that was exactly how I wanted it. You see, my family owned one of the largest business empires in the country, a fortune worth billions. But after watching people constantly chase my family's money, I decided to keep my identity a secret. I wanted to know who truly cared about me, who would stay if the money disappeared, who would love me simply because I was me. That's when I met Ryan. Ryan entered my life when I least expected it. He was charming, ambitious, funny, the kind of man who could make everyone in a room smile. At first I was cautious, but he was persistent. Every morning he texted me. Every evening he called. Slowly, he broke down the walls around my heart. Before I knew it, I was in love. For 2 years, we built a life together. We talked about marriage, about children, about growing old together. For the first time in my life, I believed I had found someone who loved me for who I truly was. But things started changing. At first, it was subtle. Ryan became obsessed with money. Every conversation somehow turned into wealth, luxury cars, expensive vacations, designer clothes, rich people, billionaires. He talked about them constantly. One evening he looked around my apartment and sighed. "Don't you ever wish you had more?" I laughed. "More what?" "Money." The answer surprised me, because I already had more money than he could ever imagine. I just chose not to live like it. A few weeks later, a new woman appeared in Ryan's life. Her name was Sophia. She came from a wealthy family. She wore designer clothing, drove luxury cars, posted pictures from expensive vacations. Everywhere she went, people noticed her, including Ryan. At first, I didn't think much of it. After all, I trusted him. But then the late-night messages started. The secret phone calls, the excuses, the distance. One afternoon, Ryan called me. His voice sounded unusually serious. He asked to meet at a cafe we used to visit together. Something felt wrong immediately. When I arrived, Sophia was sitting beside him. My stomach dropped. Ryan didn't waste time. He looked directly into my eyes. "I think we should break up." Just like that. 2 years together reduced to a single sentence. I stared at him in disbelief, waiting for him to explain, waiting for him to say it was a joke. But he didn't. Then he said something I'll never forget. "Sophia understands my goals. She can help me build the future I want. I need someone who matches my ambition." I understood exactly what he meant. Money. He chose money. Or at least, what he thought was money. The irony was almost laughable. He was leaving a billionaire for a millionaire. He just didn't know it. I sat there silently, trying to process everything, trying not to cry. Sophia smiled. Not kindly, not apologetically, but victoriously, like she had won a prize. Ryan stood up, took her hand, and walked away, without looking back. The man I loved didn't just break my heart, he threw it away. That night, I returned home. My apartment was quiet, empty, lonely. For the first time in years, I allowed myself to cry. Hours passed. Eventually, I walked to a hidden room behind a bookshelf. Inside was a large safe. I entered the code. The door opened. Inside were documents, shares, contracts, ownership papers, the proof of who I truly was, the sole heir to a $1 billion empire. I looked at Ryan's photo one last time. Then I smiled, not because I wasn't hurt, but because he had just made the biggest mistake of his life, and very soon He was going to find out exactly who he had lost. To be continued.